Hello and welcome to Footy Corner TV. I'm Sparks. Welcome back. We're doing a bit of a preview before the North London derby after the international break. So we kind of recovered from the draw, whether it was a bit of a downgrade or whatever. But if you're joining us here, please make sure you're hitting the like, subscribing to the channel, and doing all that good stuff. Any comments, put in the chat, and we'll get to them as we go. And we'll try and include you in the stream, sort of thing. Trimless, how are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm actually trimless today. The hair is out. The beard is overgrown. The international break has done this to me, especially with the injuries. But I'm good, my bro, man. I'm looking forward to the derby. I'm looking forward to a thrashing, man. I'm looking forward to putting a statement out there, especially after the Sunderland loss and getting back to winning ways, my bro. I expect a comfortable win. I don't care if it's home, away, Wembley, or my back garden. We are a much better team than them, much better unit. So I'm happy, bro. I'm happy right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we drew up before the international break. Do you think it was a good time for the international break, or do you think you'd have liked to have gone straight into another game and kind of just, grab it by the scruff of the neck and get another win under your belt?
No, it was definitely the worst time to do it right at the international break. You would have preferred to have dropped points the week before and then got the 3 points just before the international break, just to give you a bit of ease of confidence. But it's nothing to be too concerned about. And if anything, we can use it as a pro to con and everything. We can use it as a pro, as a little bit of a wake-up call to say we can be vulnerable, we can concede goals. We do need to look at scoring more goals in games, just in case, because it's the Prem. And as we saw, Black Robbery, aka Robbery, what he did to Gabriel, that can happen at any second. So we have to understand that as well. For me, I do feel like there is a bit of sense of over-reliance on the defense from Arteta. I think he's too comfortable with just having a 1-goal lead and saying, yeah, I can win this game even if there's a 45 minutes left. I'll be so honest. He would actually do that for 45 minutes. So that can be a bit of an issue going forward. Last season, a lot of draws. So maybe it's a bit of PTSD already when you do draw a couple games. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, most teams would stick with their strongest defence, though, wouldn't they, if they could, for the duration, really? I mean, obviously, when it's got such a good record, obviously, until Sunderland, we'd only conceded 3 goals. So we're up to 5 now. And you could argue that the first one was opportunistic and maybe a bit lucky as well. So,
bit of poor defending again, though.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that as well. But what I'm saying is they had 2 shots on target, 2 big chances, and they scored them both.
But that's what I mean. That's the Prem, though. So for me, like, it doesn't matter how amazing your defense is. It can just take 1 shot. So go and get a 2-3 goal lead.
Yeah, I do agree with that as well. I do agree that that obviously, we kind of want to be a bit more ruthless, but we've had players out as well, not really had the striker, especially in that particular game. So it's kind of needs must as well. And I personally would have been a bit happier had we got a few more injuries scattered around the place rather than all of them in attack. I don't know about you.
I hear you on that. I do think because the defense is so solid, and as we've seen, we can just win a goal, 1-0. So I probably would prefer the injuries to happen to the attack at this point, because as even Clash has said here, it is kind of the strength for the team. So let the defense be all right, concede less goals, more chance of winning games.
Yeah, I mean, like as I said, I think it's not an over reliance if they are so damn good at it. So, I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility that you can rely on a defense. Obviously,
now you can rely on it, but I do feel like he's leaning on it too much.
Yeah, I mean,
neglecting the objective of football of scoring goals as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's done enough to get by. I mean, again, we scored 2 goals, both open play.
Both nice goals as well, both quality goals.
Yeah, they were decent goals. I I think the second goal from Sunderland wasn't very well defended at all.
Do you blame Raya or Gabriel for that? Because me personally, Raya.
I blame Raya. I don't think he should be off his line. I think as soon as he comes through that, either he goes through diving with his fists held out and he takes everybody out, in which Gabriel's probably injured anyway, or he gets back on his line. And I reckon the actual movement that he made where he was kind of cupping it, I reckon if he stands on the line cupping it like that, he goes straight into his arms. Exactly. That's either way for me. I think either way.
He took the risk, and if you're going to take the risk for me, as you said, you got to go all out. And
yeah, you've got to go all guns blazing, take everybody out, or you've got to just retreat.
Because he does some kind of like weird kind of jump kind of catch, like, but nowhere near the ball, really.
It was weird. It was almost like, you know the goal that Mourinho scored in the Champions League, where he kind of jumped up and shot in the air. I think it was against it was the last game we played. I can't remember. In the Champions League, yeah, where it basically hopped up and struck it in the air, and it was almost the same thing that he kind of did. He did that a weird hop, and then didn't really do anything.
For me, a keeper does that when you've gone in and then you've pulled out last second.
Yeah,
that's what that looks like.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. It is a bit weird, but yeah. Hello to Mark Dunning. How are you, sir? Welcome in. Nice to see you, my friend. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribing to the channel. And please share it out as well. That'd be much appreciated. And this is Daniel that does the other show. Charles says, Sparks, hello. Hello to you, Charles. How are you? From the last Sunday first 11, we have just one absence. What the hoo-ha about, to be honest? Take the top level view, and we think Spurs, who has not won the league since 10 years, will beat us. I don't think that they'll beat us at all, to be honest with you. I think I'm not making any excuses. I'm just saying that I would prefer a couple of mixed players to be out from somewhere else rather than our attacking lineup. That's all I'm saying. I still expect us to win. I don't know how comfortable that is, but I expect us to beat them. Absolutely. Yeah, you expect to do that as well, yeah?
Yeah, I know as well. They're at home, they've been very poor this season. And I believe we're at their ground, aren't we?
What's that?
The game. Are we at their ground, right?
No, we're at home.
We're at home. Oh, okay. Well, change that whole narrative. Then away, they've been very good.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's saying this, right? Right.
Well, no, but I was about to say
they played. Do you know how they played?
I was just gonna say, bro. Yeah, cool. They can be amazing away. None of those aways were at our amazing home record. So how do you want to record this out? Our home record is much stronger than their current little away record they're on now.
Yeah, well, there's been these comparisons that I've kind of seen pretty much. I've watched streams pretty much most of the day, and everybody's going, "Oh, they're amazing away from home." Well, yeah, they're on exactly the same points away from home as we are. So we're joint top. Okay, they've got 5 more goals.
And we've been to Old Trafford and Etihad, by the way.
We've been to Old Trafford, Anfield,
and St. James Park.
And St. James's Park. We haven't been to Etihad. They came to us.
No, I thought it was Liverpool that came to us.
No, we went to Anfield and we lost 1-0. City came to us and drew 1-1.
Fair.
So yeah, we've been there. Obviously, we've done Sunderland away now, and I think that they're going to take points off a lot of teams, to be honest. Certainly in the first half. I don't think necessarily in the second half. I think in the second half they might drop off a little bit. And whatever. But they beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Yo, that second goal was funny. Yo, tossing, my
I,
man, his pad disconnected, yeah.
I don't know why he was. It was literally, and basically did a video and it was like, after you, sir. After you, sir. After you, sir. What the hell were they doing?
I don't
Do you know what I
understand
mean?
because, like, I get you're in the box, yeah, but there's literally two of you. There's also a goalkeeper who's watching this happen and not saying
Yeah,
nothing.
just literally watching it. I can understand if they're just shielding it for the goalkeeper to come, but it was nothing.
And you're telling me all three of them were happy to defend that situation like that. That's what I know. Everyone looks at tossing, but Chalobah's there and Sanchez is there, and they're just doing
It was
nothing.
literally in slow motion. You could see what was happening.
And I was
You could
watching them.
literally see what's happening, and you can see basically the striker. I can't remember his name now. Doing the chariots of fire, running up from just like just running up, and he just slide rule pass,
Crazy.
passes it into the net, and you're like, "Are you okay? Just put a foot in."
Yeah, no, that was
Just put a foot in. I mean, like you say, there was two of you, so one in front, one goal side. If
and
you
you even got a keeper there to come and collect
and wipe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was madness for me. But there we go. As Daniel said, Rye was scared of cleaning out Gabriel. Absolutely, I completely agree.
That second, man.
Yeah, he's saying that it was the Sparta Prague game.
Yeah,
I think it was the first goal. The first goal he scored, he did that little bit of a leap in the air, and we were all looking at that and going, "There's no way Havertz scores that." You know what I mean? Because I don't think Jesus scores it.
That's a Champions League final goal scorer, bro.
It's mad. Yeah, but I don't think he scores that. I don't.
The thing is, Havertz will score the goals you don't expect him to score and miss the goals you expect him to score.
Yeah, I agree, but I just don't think that's necessarily in his.
No, I do agree with you though. Merino, he's a weird one, man. He's a weird one. He's actually an anomaly in the squad, bro.
He is, but he's like a utility player, but I think he's underrated as a midfielder, to be honest with you. And I also think that I don't think it's probably helped him that other players around him haven't necessarily been fit when he's been asked to play in midfield.
I think he's just a bit too slow in his decision making when he's in midfield. When he's
I agree, but he should be replacing Rice, not Odegaard.
Oh yeah.
So his position, but that's what I'm saying. He's been unlucky with everyone else's injuries that he's been pushed in.
Would you say he's been unlucky though? Because without those injuries, we might not have seen him up front, and he might not be appreciated as much as he is now, and probably under a bit more scrutiny.
I still think he's undervalued as a midfielder. I think everybody now thinks he's a false nine, and they're basically giving him credit for that. And don't really give him the credit for midfield, which I can see why they don't give him credit for midfield, because he's not the creative player that everybody needs in that Odegaard role. And you would basically want to see him in the Declan Rice role, rather than the Odegaard role. So in that instance, I think maybe a little bit unlucky, but. Like you say, I mean, lucky to be appreciated the other way, but he wasn't really brought in for that.
Yeah, no, fairs. What do you think? You think Arteta mainly brought him in for the sixth role?
I think he brought him in as a sub 8.
As a sub 8.
Yeah.
I think he brought him in as another versatile one that can play in all three. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the real reason he brought him in is because he's the utility to get in Zubimendi. That's a real reason, because he's his best mate, and he wouldn't come without him.
He's got to get Pedri now and just finish the Infinity.
Finish the job. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? If that's what it's going to take, that's what it's going to take. You know what I mean?
That would take us winning the league and Champions League for us to pull players like that. Arteta needs to show, as much as people give him credit, he needs to show those world-class players he can get over the line and handle big names before he's going to be taken more seriously in that world. He's still in a great realm where he is, but if he wants to get taken, like I'm saying, in that world, he's got to
Yeah,
get over the line. It's simple as.
I agree. I mean, obviously he's a good manager. Obviously, we're not going to spend loads of time on this because I'm not having the whole kind of pin everything on Arteta or whatever. But he's a good manager. He needs to win stuff to be an elite manager.
Yeah,
that's kind of where it is for me.
That benefits so much, like not just him for his career and whatever he wants to do, but and for the fan base, for the players,
for sure,
for everyone involved in terms of the business wise, like that success burst and what it could breed, the doors it can open, and the people what it will attract. It will change Arsenal, innit? And we need it more than we think, man. We need it more than we think.
What the actual trophies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's anybody that disagrees with you now. I mean, everybody agrees. It's just how long we're prepared to wait now, isn't it? Because obviously, if it don't happen this year, is it happening next year? Is it,
The squad's still at a good age and good connection quality. You know what I'm saying? For me to think, the next 3-4 years, even if we do somehow flop this year, there's still great chance of something. So it just depends on how we look at it. But if we're looking at it in Arteta and he's approaching the 7 years, we live in a different generation now. You're not gonna be able to proceed with that.
Well, I think they will. To be honest, I don't think they're.
No, I think they will because the board are happy with top 4. But I mean the fans.
I don't think they are anymore. I think that used to be the case. I definitely think it was the case under Wenger. I think everybody hid behind Wenger, and Wenger was kind of.
But you could argue that the owners only really pushed the money when they saw Arteta do the first title challenge.
Yes, but I think that's where the change happened, and I actually think that the proof in that is the hiring of Andrea Berta.
Yeah, 100%. When I saw Berta coming in, that's when I said, "This is
a change. This is a change."
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you know as well that when Tim Lewis was sacked, because that's what's happened. They say he's left. He hasn't left. He's been sacked.
I swear, I read that he left, but first.
Nobody. Look, I mean, everybody read that Edu left. He was sacked. He was sacked. It was simple. You know, it's clear for anybody to see that you were given tasks, you didn't do them well, and yeah, he was sacked. He was let go for sure because he didn't keep up what he was wanting to do. But more to the point, if they'd have hired A2, then that I would agree with you. They're happy with top 4.
Yeah.
I would completely agree with you. But the hiring of a top guy, and now we're getting another scout from Napoli. But also with Tim Lewis was pushing back on the whole PSR and anchoring and stuff like that. I don't know if you've seen the post from Stefan Borstein.
Don't think so.
But if you watch his YouTube, where they were talking about the anchoring and it was going to come in, and the main reason now it's not coming in is because Arsenal aren't up for it, and neither are Spurs. So Levy going and Tim Lewis going has tipped the scales the opposite way.
Yeah,
to go, yeah, we don't want that anchoring crap.
Yeah,
and that also basically says to me that they want to release the shackles and actually, be a serious club.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, bro. When I saw Bert, I was really excited. Bert's not a yes man. He's seen success, and when you can be working with someone like Simeone, you know that he's gonna be someone who can handle a bit of attitude and a bit of personality.
Yeah. Simeone definitely is not one to be messed with, is he? So if you can work alongside him and kind of tick the boxes for him for so long,
It also says to me though, because Buta wouldn't come in, one, to join a project where it's not going to be funded correctly, two, to join a project where there's not blatant success driven motives, and three, him outlasting the manager. I can't see him doing that. He's not a type of person to jump clubs.
I don't think so. I think I do think he'll outlast the manager. As much as I want Arteta to succeed. That's simple for me. You know, I just want. I don't want it at all costs, obviously, but I mean, I want to win something this year, to be honest, because it's been too long. So, yeah, I'm not. You know, I'm not manager in, manager out. I'm Arsenal. That's it.
No, 100%, bro. The club comes first, 100%. But I understand why the fan base is so split at the moment.
I do to a point, but
some people go over the top, but people go over the top on both sides. So
yeah, for sure. No, I completely agree.
I can't argue, innit? I can't argue.
I completely agree. I mean, I saw one the other day, and that there was somebody like basically giving Arteta glaze, and I'm like, yeah, that's too much, right? You need to let him win something before, or win something on top of his FA Cup at least, to be giving those kinds of accolades out, in my opinion. But I kind of see why people see stuff in him, because I do as well. I think he's a quality coach and a quality manager. But you know, to do it at a club like Arsenal and to put us back into the realms of actually winning stuff and doing it regularly is not an easy task. So yeah, if it does come to that, then obviously the discussions need to happen, don't they? But I think at the moment I don't understand how anybody is basically on his neck when you're top of the league. You know, if you've bottled it, then and you come off the top of the league and you go, well, you were ahead for all this time or whatever, then I can kind of appreciate that. But
I think when you've gone through you already know how it is, bro. The PTSD of the second thing so many times. It's got to the point now where even when we're first, we get disrespected. So
yeah, for sure,
we can't be above first, bro. So it gets to the point now where even as a fans, we don't get excited as much as winning games or being first. If you was to take us back to 2017 and we was telling you this is the kind of lifestyle we was living in 2023, 24, 25, them man are chopping off their arms for that.
Yeah. 2016, mate, we were chucking tickets down the road. Nobody's interested in going to games. I was basically paying people to come from Brighton to get on a tube, to get a travel card, to go from Brighton, giving my ticket away for free, and I'm paying a travel card, and people still not buying a ticket. See, you know, we come a long way since then. You know, if you've got to think about that, right? So.
Yeah, I'm never getting to the stadium now, bro. Like,
no, exactly, and you can't even think about getting an away game unless you got a mortgage. But you know what I mean. So you've got to consider that. You have got to consider that, and I just think some people go too far, and daily criticism of the manager, and even for me when certain people, I don't do names, but I heard another content creator basically going, it's Arteta's fault because he made that substitution and put Mosquera on and made it a 5-back, and you're like, he's done that before, it's worked.
No, I can't lie, bro. I was not happy with that.
What? Explain why that's such a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's too early, and you're away from home.
Yeah, but I'm of the kind of the opinion that everybody was kind of knackered
Oh, bro, I don't care. I don't care, bro. If your energy is on red.
No.
I
Yeah,
need.
you need to hear the whole thing
No,
before
sorry, go on, go on.
passing a judgment on that, right? And I'm not saying that to put you down. I'm just saying that there's more to it than that. So I think everybody was knackered. So I think when that substitution happened, the whole team kind of retreated. And that wasn't supposed to happen. The line was supposed to stay the same, and they saw a defensive substitution come on and kind of saw it as a green flag to go back within themselves. So I actually blame the players as well as the manager, but I don't know what the instructions were, but I can imagine that those weren't the instructions. I'd be very surprised if they were anyway.
It's hard to say because, as you said, we've seen him like play the five at the back or try to see out games. We've seen him put holding on, bro. Like he's done this for time, so he's happy. As I said, he's happy to risk a 1-goal lead for too long, and you can't do that in the Prem. It's not a simple task to see it out. You can't even see it out for 30 seconds sometimes. So half an hour is a mission.
No, that is true, but we've been in positions.
The whole point of the defense is even getting commended so much is because we've gone through so much of like having to be pressed upon in that way and overcome it, which is great, and I praise that. I love it. I love that we're a tough team to break down. I'm not going to be upset with that at all. I'm happy for us to utilize it in games where we need to utilize it. However, I just think I understand the criticism away from home. Maybe yes, as much as we can say, it's the players' fault for reacting defensively to that.
I'm not saying it's all on the players. I'm just saying
no. I'm just saying like that's a fair point, but at the same time, as the manager, me putting on a defender is kind of giving a signal to my players. It's time to set up shop. So automatically they're gonna start doing that. So I hate the players. They could have, carried on. But really, if I see my manager putting on another defender, I'm like, all right, cool. He's trying to see the game out. He's not trying to score.
Yeah, but saying that though, we spent all this time actually pressing from the front and picking up the ball higher up the pitch.
Good.
And not regressing and not retreating. So I don't think we've done that much. That it should signal that. That's what my point was.
No, that's true. That's true. We haven't done that much, but at the same time, when you know what your coach is about, as I said, subconsciously you're gonna defend more, bro.
Yeah, but I also think that subconsciously as well that's happened. So I reckon because they are tired and because they've kind of put 2 and 2 together and come up with 5, and that's kind of what's happened. But again, I don't think that's solely on the manager, but different people have different opinions,
Oh, it's 50-50 because I'm saying if Gabriel, if Raya comes and collects that ball, we win 2-1. He's getting commended for the tactical changes. So
yeah, he had a couple of shaky moments anyway. Raya, to be fair, he kind of dropped the ball behind him and did a couple of pirouettes and where's the ball? Where's the ball? It's right. It's right there, Raya. It's right there. It's just there. It's just there.
You reckon the fans were getting onto him?
No, I reckon I don't know what he was doing. I think he was just panicking and he was just kind of doing a weird pirouette thing. I just don't know what he was doing. Just like why can't you see the ball? It's that round thing there. So just a bit odd.
I just feel like what, because we've been so close for so long, yeah. And then imagine like this season we go on, win a battle with City, and like we lose out on a point or 2 points. You're gonna look back to games like this, bro, and think, why didn't we just go for a third goal, or why? What I'm saying, why did we be happy at 2-1? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but by the same token, we could have lost 3-2.
Could have lost 3-2, but I rather go out for a win, bro, and then firm a loss than what I'm saying. I'd rather do that, bro.
Okay, we miss out by a point. Then are you still saying that?
Yeah, we missed out by a point, but with that mentality, in another game, I've gained 2 extra points, and now I'm still in that title contention.
Yeah, that's so long as it works. Yeah, that's
That's what I'm saying. It's
That's
50-50. It's
fair.
how
I
we look
mean,
at it. That's why I didn't get too reactive over it. But
yeah,
I
to
understand
go
why
too
people
hard
are.
on it.
I understand why people are questioning the sub, but at the same time, we should know this from Arteta now, and we should also trust our team to see out a 2-1 against Sunderland. But I know people are saying, "Oh, Sunderland are all right now; they're a decent team." No, okay, cool. They're newly promoted. We shouldn't be dropping points to Sunderland regardless.
I completely agree with that, and I do think it's a tough place to go. But I also think we went for the win. I don't think that we didn't go.
We went for the win until we was winning, bro.
Yeah, but you get in a winning position. I know what you're saying, that we basically settled back too early, but I think that fatigue was setting in at that point.
Arteta undid all his hard work. He's conceded away from home. Yeah, Sunderland could easily show up sharp.
Yeah,
you've got into the game. You've lead in the game. You're like, bro, just carry on. But instead, let's be honest, bro. He took his foot off the accelerator. He said, okay, I can cruise now, and then he got into a crash.
Yeah, I don't really disagree with that, but I also think that at some point you've got to you know, look at Slot when he was in, I can't remember what game it was now, and they basically ended up losing the game, and he's gone, well, you know, I told them to be a bit more conservative. That there has to come a point where, you know, the point is worth more than 0. But I agree with you. It was too early.
I get that. Context applies. For Slot, in that little period he's in, every point is fundamental. Point. Well, for us,
yes, but if you look at Liverpool now, they have got 0 draws.
Yeah,
they're either win or losses.
And by the end of the season, that will benefit them more than having draws.
Well, not really, because if they had 2 draws instead of those 5 losses, they'd actually be 4th.
Yeah, but imagine they go on and have like 20 wins and 8 losses and 0 draws. It looks a lot sexier on the table.
I couldn't give a crap what it looks like. What I want to see.
No, I mean like where you'd be in the table regardless.
Yeah. I mean,
many games. A lot of teams. I think for me personally, you're in a title race. Draws is a loss.
I disagree with that. I absolutely disagree with that.
Obviously, context applies. If I'm away against Liverpool, I'm away against City. Cool, but when you're joining against Sunderland, it's just a loss.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't happy with the draw at City at the Emirates against City, but they parked the bus. We tried to break them down, and I don't necessarily think it was a bad point. I don't think it was a great point. I think
it was a point gained because we needed to go against a City team that decided to defend.
Yeah, but I also think that now it kind of puts us in a position where we have to win at the Etihad.
Yeah, 100%. Where before you look at it and say you can get the draw, but
yeah,
I hate you.
I mean, granted, obviously, context again will apply because, you know, it depends where we are. You know, in terms of have they dropped more points than us, do whatever, and whether we're in a stronger position, you know, squad wise, and whether we can afford to actually go for it. But you know, if they're already, I don't know, 10 points behind, then a draw's enough.
Yeah, because obviously that's taking points off them as well.
Yeah,
100%.
Charles says, talk about the individual battles you guys are keen to see. Where will Arsenal lose Jules? Can Trossard manage Porro? Will Saka make Spence pay? Can Paulinho overpower Rice or Zubimendi? Marino versus Van de Ven?
I think Van de Ven's going to have a very tough time with Marino.
Do you think that that Gyökeres isn't fit? Do you think he won't get a game?
I think even if he was like just about fit, I don't think Arteta would play him anyway because he's comfortable with Marino there.
Really? Okay.
I think he would rather play Marino and put Gyökeres last half an hour. And I think with Marino playing as well, it will give Van der Ven a lot to think about. Should I stay? Do I go with him? Do I leave a gap? And then depending on who we have, obviously, sometimes we play quite conservative in big games. But if we're a bit more brave, if Marino's dropping in a bit deeper, there could be a lot of space in behind, especially the way Spurs like to invert. I think it could be a game where if we're good on the counter, that's where the goals will come. I don't think we're gonna break them down like that, if I'm honest with you.
But aren't they going to do the same thing? They're basically going to sit back and try and soak it up and then counter anyway, aren't they?
You know what? Do you know, because Frank's under a lot of stick, I think he's gonna obviously be cautious, but I don't think he's gonna be as defensive as he has been. I think he kind of needs to go for it at this point a little bit. It's the derby as well. If he's probably got that mentality where if he can grab a goal in the first 15, 20 and then try and control the game that way, I think he would prefer that than us getting, because he knows if we get the goal first, it's finished.
Isn't he more a bit more liberally? He kind of let off the hook a little bit because it's away, though.
Yeah, no, 100%. However, I just feel like because it's the derby, it's a lot of pressure on it, and it's his first one, and he's not been convincing too many Spurs fans. I do think he's got to get the first goal, bro. If Spurs don't get the first goal, it's done. G, their fans will be quiet. We'll just control the game. We'll nullify them, and it's done, bro. He's got to have the mentality to grab a goal.
Yeah, in that kind of circumstance, I want to be 2-0 at half time.
2-0, you reckon?
I need that at half time. I need them to be chasing the game.
We've been having first half. Right? Not with the slow first halves we've been having.
The thing is, I don't think that we're as bad creatively as everybody makes out. To be honest, I don't
think we're bad creatively, but you can clearly see, unless we're conceding in the first half of games, our tempo is a lot slower.
Yeah, but
I don't mind it, bro.
Hang on. You just said that they're going to come out more, which is going to leave more space, which means we can attack more, surely.
Now, firstly, I was going to say, one, I don't mind that. I don't mind that approach to games, controlling games in that aspect. But two, but they're not going to do that for the whole game. They're not good enough on the board to do that. So I think they're just going to try, and that's what I'm saying. They're going to apply pressure for that first 15, 20 minutes and try and nick a goal. Because I think, as I said, they know they concede.
After that, they're done.
They concede first, it's done, bro. It's done. When's the last time we conceded first and lost, bro?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that they haven't got anything coming off the bench. They've got as many injuries as we have. I saw that Romero might be out as well, so I don't know how that's
whether he's in or out. I've never gone into a game thinking, Romero's.
It doesn't really worry me, but obviously it's there.
The only player that I worry about from Spurs is injured, and that's Kulusevski.
Kudus as well, but he's injured as well. But I mean, he's supposedly back.
I don't really worry about Kudus in terms of end product. In terms of running at the through the pitch, yeah, cool. But in terms of end product and decision making, I'm again Kudus.
But then it's going to be
convinced.
Not a makeshift left side, but there is going to be changes on the left side, isn't there? So doesn't that weaken us a little bit?
Well, on our left side.
Yeah, because we've got Gabriel's out, obviously, isn't he? So
I'll be real, like this is the first season in a while where I'm like, we've got two options that can go in and do a solid job.
I think we got three.
Who? What?
So we got Hincapié, we got Calafiori, and we got MLS.
There. I feel like Calafiori centre back. It's probably the worst out of the three, but it's not a poor option.
I've got a funny feeling it'll be Calafiori, and then they'll kind of expect him to do what Van de Ven's been doing and just do that kind of marauding run.
I don't think that kind of suits our control play though.
Well, he does if MLS plays, for example. If MLS plays, he inverts anyway, so he'll do that marauding.
Yeah, but he'll do that, or he'll pick up that ball inverted in midfield and do it, or obviously he'll drive in left. But I feel like when Calafiori does it from centre back, it doesn't make me as comfortable as when a Skelly would do it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Calafiori is just a complete maverick. I'm not even sure where he knows where he's going to go.
I think he's a striker, bro.
He's just I think he's at least a winger.
I think he's a striker who got told because of your height and physicality, you're playing defense.
Yeah, it's just weird, isn't he? He's just a weird player. You just can't pinpoint what he's actually doing. He just doesn't play to any fixed role whatsoever. Even when he's playing left back, he's like, you know, doing 1-2s with the bloody striker.
Do you think he's told to free roam or he just does it?
I don't know, but I don't think if he was told, I don't think he can.
Because I'd be so surprised for Arteta to give the free roll position to Cali of all people.
There must be a reason he's still playing him, though. He's not gonna literally just.
Yes, I mean, he still plays ball. He's been playing pretty much the whole season.
So he must just accept that that's what he's gonna do because he does it every game.
To be fair, has he even made any errors leading to goals? No,
I don't think so.
So
I don't think so. There was in the Champions League, wasn't there? When he kind of shepherded. I can't remember what it was now. I think it was against Atletico, and he kind of shepherded
when Alvarez shot.
Yeah, he kind of shepherded him and lost him, and then he just did some weird kind of put-off tactic, and he missed anyway. It was odd, but I don't know if he can control himself, let alone anybody else control him. Yeah. So it's just crazy. I don't really understand, but it works.
I think
a proper maverick.
I think I'd put Hincapie there though,
at centre back,
just for the left foot. I just think we're so used to the left-footed passes. It'll just benefit us that way.
Maybe.
But however, Mosquera does play the ball forward a lot quicker, and I do like that.
He plays it quicker than Saliba even. I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, actually plays through the lines, but they're more risky passes at times.
But you know what I don't like about centre backs with Saliba? Saliba's not as vocal, he's not as spoken, he's not, you know what I'm saying, where...
You say that, right? I don't know if you watched him the last couple of games, he's actually been picking that up.
Has he been raising that? Well, he needs to, because I've noticed when Mosquera is with Gabriel, it's a lot better than when Mosquera...
I reckon he's been told that. I reckon that they're basically saying, you know, you're not getting picked because of this, because you're not commanding enough. Like for the France squad and stuff like that. You'd be first name on the sheet if you were just that bit more commanding. I reckon he's been told that.
It makes a big difference when you're controlling that backline.
Yeah, I agree.
How important defensive is today.
Yeah,
I feel like football today is more of a defensive game now.
Well, it's definitely led from that back line, isn't it?
Yeah, but even the way like defenders now have more touches on the ball than everyone else, I think it's more of a defensive game now. It's more of a safer game.
Yeah, but he's been pushing through as well, hasn't he? He's actually taken the Gabriel role of inverting into midfield. So Gabriel's been a little bit further back, and it's been Saliba that's been taking the lead on that role. I noticed that in the last couple of games.
Yeah, do you think that's because of the passing? Do you think Arteta thinks Saliba's a better passer?
I think it's because he's better on his feet.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I think it's like Rice and Marino. Marino turns like a truck, right? And I think Gabriel has a bit of that in him. And but Saliba seems to have that bit more.
Yeah, no, Saliba's more agile. Saliba's a lot more agile, and he's got a bit more balance, so he can, like, as you said, maneuver, pivot on the ball better.
Yeah,
100%. So
I think that's all it is. It just basically moves the ball quicker, doesn't it? Because it's less cumbersome taking it from left to right.
But I do feel like Saliba takes a lot more risk, though. A lot more risk on the ball.
What, even since he's done that inversion?
I don't think I've seen enough games to say.
Yeah, I mean, so he's been for a couple of games, to be honest.
But I don't think it's an issue. I can't say it's an issue. You need risk takers. Yeah. Someone needs to take a risk. I wouldn't say it's an issue. So you need that balance. And
but just not if you're the last line of defense.
I mean, we've seen. Remember that I can't remember which team it was. We passed it back to Ramsdale and we scored. It was that mad risky pass, and then we managed to play out all the way from the back, and then scored a goal. Saka crossed it in, and I think it was Lacko, but it was a lovely goal.
But even Raya's going more direct now, isn't he? So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's been a big change in that. I feel like it's a
yeah,
lot safer now. So I feel like in that aspect, you still need at least a couple risk takers, even in the back line. I think Timber's our biggest risk taker in the back line.
welcome in Hyper, and
Well
make
done.
sure you're liking and subscribing, people, and
Let's go,
share the
Keenan.
live. Apparently, you've got.
Yeah, I'm getting my hair done, bro. Next view.
He's gone by name and nature, right? So so yeah, that was me up until last week. To be honest, mine was I had two microphones, so it was yeah.
You know what it is, Hyper, man. I'm not trimming my hair until we win the league. You get me?
Oh man, I've seen so many things now. I'm doing push-ups until we lose 5 games. I'm doing this until we lose 5 games. You're like, man, a guy can't have one thing, can they?
Nah, you know what it is. I agree, man. But I gotta join in, bro. I'm staying black until Spurs can win the league.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we could go with all sorts of things.
Living up to the name. Come on, my bro. Come on. Come on, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I hope you're good though, Hyper, man. Hope you're having a good.
Yeah, I hope you good, man. Daniel said he had 3 club level seats going regularly, and I couldn't get people to come with me. Exactly, man. Exactly. It was mad. It was a mad time.
2016. No, people didn't want to pay to see Lucas Perez. No,
People didn't want to see anybody. It wasn't fun. There were literally brawls on the terrace, man. Literal brawls.
yeah, it was dark days, man.
In like Arsenal fan base, literal just.
That's why they hate us so much, because we're up now. Well, not up, but I'm saying like it's a different trajectory now.
The trajectory is there. We just need to finish it off, innit?
Bro, I can't lie though. The hope of the first season, man, and then the second one, and then the third. It was like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I think the third. I was.
Cleed, how are you, mate? Sorry, what did you say?
No, I said with the third season, I gave up on the league early, and I was more looking at Champions League, to be fair. But the first 2 seasons really took it out of me. That title race enjoyment, man.
So where are you now? What do you think we win, if anything? And you know, what is acceptable?
I think what is acceptable is minimum a trophy. I don't care what anyone tells me. A trophy is a trophy. You want to put weight on it, whatever. A trophy is a trophy. You're celebrating your gas. You add to the cabinet, unless it's a friendly community shield.
So that keeps his job. If he wins anything at all,
it buys him a year.
It buys me a year. Yeah, I can buy that for $1. Yeah.
For me, what would be expected with the squad though is the league, the squad that you have now, and what
one of the big ones, yeah.
And what would make me rate you forever, no matter what you do to my club, is winning the Champions League. If Arteta wins the Champions League, bro, I don't care if he gets relegated next season. I'll be so honest with you, bro.
The thing is somebody at some point has got to fill that hole in the wall, right? So you've got that display, and it's blacked out. So you know
we need that stone, bro. As soon as we gain that stone, the silence from everyone else will be mad. Because we can be talking about anything, and all you hear is 0 UCLs.
Yeah. Always in. Arteta always in forever, Khalid says here. Fair enough.
What about you? I want to hear your view on that.
I completely agree with you. I think anything this year, and it's got to be one of the big ones next year, if that's the case. I mean, ideals. I mean, we can talk about ideals all day long. I'd love something that somebody's never done before. I'd love something that we've never done before.
Exactly. But that's the big one.
But I need the Premier League over anything, to be honest. But then I wouldn't be mad, obviously, if we won the Champions League and not the Premier League. If we finish second and we're a point off the title and we win Champions League and say a League Cup,
Yeah, you're not
I'm made up with that.
Yeah, of course. That's well, as you said, you've put in the stone that we ain't got, so kind of completes everything. Well,
Yeah,
not completes everything.
this is a fair point as well. I'm neither in nor out. I don't decide the man's future. I agree with that to a point, but then we've also got to think we're spending a lot of money on going to. I'm a season ticket holder. We're spending a lot of money going to games. We obviously we got to see something. We got to. You can't go on like not winning anything. You just can't go on. It's just I'm getting so bored of the hate and whatever from rival fans, and it's just like, I'll keep him forever and all this nonsense. I'm just sick of it. It's boring. It's just boring.
But we get criticized when we lose, win or draw. It doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah,
it don't matter, bro. Because at the end of the day, I love the hate because this is much better hate than I was getting than when we was getting clowned.
Yeah, I mean the hate purely says that you're heading in the right direction, right? And there's a bit of jealousy and whatever, but there's no real jealousy until you get there, right? So if you you can still hop along and basically you can have the best squad in the world until you actually win something.
No,
it ain't getting remembered, is it? It's just yeah.
You know what, bro? I was looking at it, yeah. Well, I looked at it a while ago, but I had to look at it again because it's sad. It's sad. But the amount of times we've got runners up in the Prem, bro, like just throughout our history, bro, it's actually sad.
Yeah, but we're not the only ones to come runners up. And
don't get me wrong. Before anyone says I'm not ungrateful that we got the 13, but I'm just saying how lovely it would have been because like we've been so second so many times. Even if we had like 5 or 6 more out of the almost 20, we're up there with United and Liverpool in domestics.
Yeah. I mean, we're way off. I mean, when Arsenal fans basically say that we're bigger than Liverpool and Man United, you can't say that. It's just impossible. Until you get to 19, you can't even dream of that. To be honest,
and even then, Liverpool got 6 Champions Leagues.
I don't even care about the 6 Champions League until you've got one. Then you can't even get in that conversation.
No, fair.
So I think you get one. I don't think the second one carries as much weight as the first one. I think once you've got one, the 2 from Chelsea won't even affect me because it'd be like, well, I've won one, so I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, Forest have got 2, Villa have got 2, you know what
I'm saying? City have got 1, and they don't really give a crap that they haven't got a second.
That's true.
So who cares? So long as you've won it once, then
we'll never hear the song, innit?
Right.
So
yeah, he just gets that the monkey off your back, as it were, and literally just get the first one. I just think the weight of the first one is much more a burden than winning it a second time. I think once you've got the rules to win it, whether it be that squad or whether it be another squad, I don't think it's.
What would you say is better though? Winning the league back to back or Champions League back to back?
The league back to back, obviously. It's a 38 game season. Your Champions League's on what? You've got 6 games in the knockout and 8 games, haven't you? In the
15 games if you get to the final, and you don't do round of playoffs.
Yeah, and are you doing that with a 38?
But you could argue that the level of competition you go against is a lot higher, and the pressure is a lot higher
in the Champions League.
Yeah,
but obviously it's also draw related, isn't it? So you can get an easier draw
you could argue that in the league it's fixture, like you get a nice fixture run, looks, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think going back to back, if you're doing it back to back, I think when you get easier runs in the first one, you get the harder runs in the second one,
Fairs. I just
and
think
vice versa.
That's true. That's true. I just think for
So,
me, if you look at it outside of the box, when Real Madrid win back-to-back Champions Leagues and Barca winning the league back-to-back, you would look at Real Madrid and appraise that more, wouldn't you?
yeah.
So it's just like
So
it's a weird one.
Hyper says, "We win games. Does that count?" No, apparently not. We're the only ones that, well, not only the only ones that aren't allowed to celebrate wins, but yeah. If wins don't result in winning the trophy, they don't really mean anything, apparently.
So,
But that changes, right? If you won something 3 years ago, say, then that changes, right? So it's weird how these people go. So people go, oh, because he won something and he showed that he can get over the line, then a win now means something. You're like, what? Either it means something or it doesn't. You can't just change the goalposts, and that's what I kind of fear with anything that we win. It's the goalposts are going to get moved, no matter what.
of course it will, bro. Even when we win the Prem, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, but you won one in 25 years."
Yeah, it took you 6 years to get there and whatever. Yeah, I seen another YouTuber basically going that Spurs beat Arsenal to a trophy.
Got someone at my door, real quick.
Okay. Yeah, so I basically seen others have basically gone, yeah, Spurs beat Arsenal to a trophy, and you're like, how do you mean? You know, yes, it's a European trophy. It's not the big one for a start, and it took them 17 years to do it rather than 5. So I don't know how that works. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this one first because I'm going to come back to that when Trimless is back. This weekend, last season's runners-up, last season's relegation runners-up. Can't wait. Yeah, I mean that's fair enough, isn't it? But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I can't see us losing, and I'm not going to hear the end of it if we do lose. But yeah, I just don't see it happening. I really don't. It should be a relatively comfortable win for me, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to leave this up because obviously it's 22-23 is it that's the year we weren't expected to be in the title challenge, though, isn't it? So I would say 23-24 purely because we didn't really challenge that hard. We were still close, but I don't think we were. I don't think we were as close as we should have been, and we probably should have won that. So yeah, it's a bit mad, but oh hello. Yeah, mute. Yeah, Khalid's asked, which hurts more, 23 or 22-23 or 23-24?
23-24, sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
Bro, we won 14 games and lost one and lost the league.
Lost one game and lost the league with 2 points or whatever it was.
And people say, oh, you're crap. You're crap because you lost to Villa. I'm like, bro.
No, it's when people say you can't put a run of games together.
But bro, you're not going to... And then they'll say, oh, when their team doesn't do too well, they'll be like, yeah, you can't win every game. But
yeah.
When we win 14 out of 15, it's, oh, that's crap.
Yeah, so somebody else is going on. Oh yeah, I see Arsenal dropping points against the likes of Bournemouth and Fulham and whatever. But he's a City fan, and you're like, well, City are going to. Surely City are going to do that as well, and so are Chelsea. In fact, they did.
Show me a team that won 38 games in the league, bro.
Yeah, well,
what are we doing, man?
Yeah, I mean, even the Invincibles didn't win 38 games.
And then now the Invincibles get clowned because they didn't reach as many points as City and Liverpool's teams. It's a joke. Yeah,
I think we all believe Cleed. I really do. And yeah, I think that's where we were all at. And
I believed in 22 until the Saliba injury.
Yeah, until we put Holding in.
Yeah. And then when Holden was literally at fault for 4 goals against Manchester City and had the audacity to wink when he scored to make it
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, I did. That annoyed me.
Yeah. Or
No.
even I don't even want to talk about Holden, man. Even the Spurs game, my man's dashing players that are already jumping in the air.
To be honest with you, I don't think that was a foul. I don't think that's a foul at all.
I just think when you know the Prem and what it is and how it works, don't do that, bro. Just jump.
I don't think he actually did anything, but I think that was very similar to what Koscielny did. You remember the Newcastle game where it's 4-4, and he gave away a penalty with the lightest of shoves in the back.
But I'm saying, like when you know, just isn't it better for you as a defender to think, let me just jump and challenge than to shove someone in the air?
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, I thought he was kind of tripped as well at the same time. But it's I get what you're saying. I mean, we shouldn't have had him there anyway. To be fair, we should have bought another centre back in the meantime.
I mean, bro, to say like where his career's gone after that, it says a lot, man.
Didn't he go to Palace? He wasn't even getting picked for them.
Palace, then he went. Was it Southampton?
Yeah, wasn't getting picked for Southampton, was he?
Wasn't getting picked either there. I don't even know where he is now.
I don't know. I'm gonna look. You got me going now.
Bro, I don't know what happened to Holding, man.
You got me going now.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Fucking hell, it's 30, man.
He's only. That's what I'm saying. That man's only 30, man.
Like, yeah.
As a defender, you see, this is your prime years, bro. Like you should be at least playing for Everton right now. Minimum.
2 FA Cups, though. Colorado.
He's in. Wow.
Yeah.
Man already hit the MLS gym.
So his market value is 3.5 million euros, and he went on a free transfer. So when he left us,
he left us for 2.5 mil, innit?
Yeah, 3 million euros.
Yeah, 2.5 mil sterling. Yeah, man.
Oh no, that was a loan fee.
Oh, that was a loan fee.
Oh no, that's what we bought him for from Bolton. We bought him for 3 million, and then we sold him to Palace. What? Christ, 7 years later. 7 years. Oh my god. 1.2 million euros. And they loaned him to Sheffield United.
Oh, that was it. Sheffield, not Southampton. Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield United.
I could just remember red and white. I couldn't remember the team.
Yeah, and then he come back to Palace, end alone, and they let him go on a free
to Colorado. I beg you, bro. I beg you, see how many starts he's had for Colorado this season.
I'm just trying to see.
Because this could be make or break for the Holding Foundation. This is when his name doesn't get mentioned ever again. I need at least.
No, he's getting picked apparently.
Is it above 70%?
I'm looking now.
I'm even like it's the FIFA objectives, you know. Man like Houdini.
6 games.
6 games.
But they're at a different point in their season now.
Yeah. There's a lot different, man.
527 minutes. I'm trying to see how many games they played.
Should have been a play at least 7, 8 by now. I've been seeing them on Bet365.
I'm not sure about it. Yeah, I know their thing. Their season does start later.
Yeah, I've never really been a fan of the MLS, regardless.
I can't watch it, to be honest. I think I honestly think women's football is more entertaining.
Yeah, women's football is actually. I can't lie. I
think the level's gone up so much.
Yeah, I watched a couple of games and I was like, "Raw."
Yeah,
he's on a balling, man.
Yeah, I mean the recently the Arsenal team haven't been great, but
yeah, but they did win the Champions League.
Yeah,
But the Barca team, that Barca team is filth.
Yeah, it's just mad, isn't it?
Filth. Like, yeah. Their record, I don't think they've lost.
Oh, I think they're on playoffs.
Who, Colorado?
Not Colorado, but
Oh,
the MLS.
we never saw see.
So it might not be very impressive that he's only got 6 games. I'm trying to see where we are.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, because obviously I'm gonna have to cut in a sec, but
Oh yeah.
with the Spurs game, I know we've talked about it like a Thomas Frank viewpoint, but when tactics do go out the window and for player going into this one, I'm very confident, bro, of this having like a 2-3-0 win. Like that's what I genuinely see. I don't see anyone from Spurs who is gonna rise in that game. If we drop points in this game, for you, is that a more of a potential red flag as things need to change, or do we just ride along with it?
It depends on the manner, I guess. So obviously, if we just play trash and bend over, then obviously that's a bigger issue than if we just tried everything and they just got to, say a counter-attack goal or a set piece and it ended at 1-0. Then I wouldn't be happy about it. But I think it can be kind of glossed over, though. It's I personally think this should be a nailed on 3 points. So I don't think things need to change purely because of the circumstance of the squad and the position of the players coming back from injury. But I think any squad that we have should be beating Spurs.
Yeah, and let me hear your preferred lineup, bro, as well. I always like to hear people's lineup.
My preferred lineup.
Yeah.
Okay, so
not what you expect though, not what you, because obviously we know what Arteta's gonna do. So yeah, your preferred.
What you know what he's going to do?
No, I said in terms of what you pretty much expect from him. So you can just let it be a complete what you prefer, innit?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think obviously you got Raya, Timber, Saliba. I'm torn. I'm torn over that Calafiori, Hincapié. Go on. I think it should be Hincapié, Calafiori.
The thing is, I'd actually be in unison with you playing Calafiori in centre back. But obviously because he's been playing with the team, he gets the system. But at the same time, it means he doesn't play left back. So that's why I'd like Hincapié to be in there, because as much as Calafiori's been doing,
that's what I'm saying. So because it's my ideal lineup, I'm putting Hincapié in at centre back.
Yeah.
I put Calafiori in at left back. Though I've got a feeling it'd be the other way around. Yeah, I think that's what will happen. Obviously Zubimendi, Rice, Eze. It's got to be Eze. Left wing's got to be Trossard, Marino, Saka. And unless we've got other options, and even if we've got Martinelli back, I don't think they've got anything coming off the bench. So I think you play Trossard and you put Martinelli on last 15 minutes to basically destroy the right back.
Is Martinelli fit now?
There's rumour of it.
Okay, Fraser.
There's also rumour of Ødegaard being fit, but
what about Havertz? Ain't Havertz due back?
Havertz had a bit of a relapse. They said in the international coach said he's had a bit of a relapse, so they reckon he's mid-December. So it's not far. It's not far. It's like 2 or 3 weeks.
So that's a shame, because I know he's going to be fired up, man. I wanting to prove a point. I think we're going to see the best version of Havertz we ever have.
I think Havertz gets a lot of stick, and in some cases, rightly so. I still think we kind of paid a bit too much money for him, and his wages don't really help things. But other than that, I think he's been a decent signing. I don't think he's not playing with what he was bought to do. He was still bought in to be
creator, isn't it?
A creator anyway. I think he was supposed to be coming in as a 10, 8 to a 10.
I think he was supposed to come and take a bit of the creative pressure off Ødegaard.
Yeah, I think he was, and I think it was. I think he's done that. To be honest, I still think he's done that, and I think he can do that role with Gyökeres as well, because he's a slightly different player. He can basically pull the ball basically down from the air, plays a little bit more in front.
Yeah, I'd prefer Havertz to be doing the flick-ons to Gyökeres who's running in, not Gyökeres flicking it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want Gyökeres to be flicking that through. You basically want him. Yeah, you want him to be on the shoulder, and somebody else doing that slide pass.
I just want Gyökeres' touches inside the box, bro, or just outside the box.
Yeah, or even on that left-hand side where he kind of comes across and
just outside the box. Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, because he basically takes 2 or 3 defenders with him at a time anyway when he does that.
I want Gyökeres facing goal as much as possible.
Yeah, but that's why I don't mind him going out to the left and then kind of cutting back in and doing that little chop that he kind of does. And then running in on his stronger foot.
No, 100%, bro. No, I do got a cut, but it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, nice one. We'll just do these messages and then we're going to head out of here. Damn, I'm going to start every game for me. Huh? No.
Soon.
Yeah. Huge Havertz fan. Yeah, absolutely. Havertz over Gyökeres. No, I don't agree with that either. I think if you're going to you got both. You can't buy Gyökeres and then not play him. Left 8 for Kai, taking the role from Xhaka. The best version of Kai will enable the best version of Gyökeres. I don't disagree with that either, but I think he can play the 8 to 10 that side, or he can play that the other side as well. So it doesn't really make any difference. And we're a stronger team with him in the team for me, to be honest. So yeah, there we go. We're going to leave it there. Please make sure you're hitting the like, subscribe. I'll put the Trimless's chat into the description as well. So make sure you're following over there and subscribing to his channel as well. Been a pleasure as always.
Big up Hyper. Big up Clash. Khalid.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in again, Hyper. Thanks, Khalid. Daniel, everybody, thank you very much. And this is Footy Corner. I've been Sparks, and we'll see you next time.
Come on, you gunners.
Yeah, indeed.